decide what you want.
Rhaenyra will do what she has to do. And what she has to do will be dire.
So first and foremost, we really have to start with Queen Alicent and Aemond here, her beloved son. I'm just saying this given the fact that, last season they took serious L's. They took big L's. But this might be their season. Vhagar was the bully, the big bad bully until, the last he saw. What I saw of Vhagar was him running. Him and Aemond were running because they saw dragons that they knew they weren't ready for. So it's very interesting that, they're confined with each other now because this could be their season. They're really going to have to plot ahead with the houses they have, because dragon-wise, they're outnumbered. But with the houses that they have, it'll be interesting to see how the battle goes. So seeing that Aemond, he's on the throne. Aegon right now is down bad. So we got the Prince Regent. Bro's on the throne right now. He sat there. He really vibing. Bro's on the throne and Alicent is out there asking, what's the plan? Because he really is the spearhead for me personally. I feel like when it comes to the militant, the soldier, the head of command, the commander, it really is, Aegon for the family per se. He really is, he about that. He about the war. He about the blood. That's what he's there to do. So it'll be interesting to see what part they really play. What I really predict is they're really going to give some big damage. And I think they will be victorious for this season. I think they're going to really, they're going to give Rhaenyra a hard time. They're definitely giving Rhaenyra a hard time for sure. So after this, Game of Thrones came out with this new pick as well with Rhaenyra Targaryen, our queen to be. I was going to say our queen to be, but she really our queen for real. She really is for me, the queen of the Seven Kingdoms and the Andals. She was already heir to the throne. This was already meant to be given with her. She's, of course, normally she wears her crown, handed to her supposed to be via anyway, from King Viserys, her father. They were able to finally give her the crown that she was already granted to have. And before him, King Jaehaerys. She is the actual queen. Everyone else is just usurping at this particular point, thanks to Alicent. So she's really out here. She's plotting. She got a plot. She got to think heavy this season because it's going to be a tough season. It's going to be a tough ride. She's dealing with a lot right now. But, the positives is that she's got Daemon behind her. Daemon seen the vision. He saw that you are my queen. So, this gives hope. We've already seen some of the past images as well of Daemon out here with blood on his face, war ready, out here ready for blood. So the fact that he's behind her, we really hope that we see that. We really see it in this season. And she really has also her son set and ready to really give a good fight. He's racked up the houses that they have so that they can really battle this season. And I hope to see that they do well. We all know how this is going to end, by the way. We all know what happened in Game of Thrones where Joffrey ends up spoiling it anyway. For those who don't know, that's the case. I'm not going to even give no spoilers. So we know how this is going to end. But, there's a lot to tell in this story, even after this particular theme of Rhaenyra going against these guys. We know there's a lot to tell for this particular set. Now, one that really caught my interest a lot was Lord Corlys Velaryon. Hey, bro is out here fighting. He fighting, He fighting beside formerly Hand the King, of course. Bro is out here. Like, he been for it. He's really had to fight a lot for the family. The family's gone through a lot. He's taken L's, but he here fighting. And it's going to be interesting to see how this goes, how this pans out. These battles are going to be prolific, like we all love Game of Thrones battles, and, it's always a treat when we're able to see it. And I just feel as though House of the Dragon is going to it's going to be nothing but a bloodshed and nothing but a bloodbath. And then we then see his son, Alan of Hull. Now we know Lord Corlys Velaryon was a bit of a deadbeat dad. You're like, come on, bro. Like, the fact that you really left him out there, you weren't really focused about him before. You had your own kids at the time, but now you're asking for him to be your son. And Alan of Hull, we see, and we were excited about this because we saw the end them sailing together. These guys are fighting together, and that's what we're here to see. Alan of Hull in action. Like, we're seeing Adam of Hull with the dragon. We're seeing Alan of Hull in the battlefield. This is what we like to see. I'm not here to see the sale stuff, you know. This is what we're here to see, and we can't wait to see how this pans out. We are, you know, I really love the scene of him going back to back, just fighting all out, you know, because I feel as though it's really now bringing out these characters. We're seeing more of them in this particular state. So we're happy with what we're seeing, and we can't wait for this to pull forward. One interesting thing is Lord Ormond Hightower. You know, they gave us this image as well, and it's such a big image, given the fact that, you know, if you know him, you know he's also, the actor's also in House of Guinness, doing amazing right now. He on a generational run with these films, with these series, shall I say. He on a generational run, and we're seeing Lord Ormond Hightower with his clan. They're here to fight. The house is here to fight. You know, they're fighting against Rhaenyra, and it's interesting because he is actually the cousin of Daemon, and he's directly going to fight Daemon. There's a few images of him and Daemon, you know, they meet, and, you know, they're about to fight. This is going to be a big scene. This is going to be a big battle. You know, we're excited to see how this goes, but we know for a fact this is going to be a big battle. So, guys, you don't want to miss this. You want to make sure that you see these scenes, because you can imagine we're going to see dragons, we're going to see battles, we're going to see swords, we're going to see bloodshed, we're going to see houses taken down. That's Game of Thrones for you, and we're going to get that. So that was amazing to see. The Winter Wolves as well, or the Starks, you know, we need a lot of that. You know, the Stark theme, we want to see a lot of that in this new season. This is going to be exciting to see. All these houses, the Lannisters as well. You know, we're excited to see all of them, the Baratheons. We're excited to see all these houses all in battle. And I think we're going to get a lot of those characteristics in this particular season of each of these houses that we've not seen before. Because, they're going to be fighting. We're going to see a lot of fights on ground, in air, in sea. We're going to see a lot, you know. So we're excited for this. And we'll see how this goes. As I said, I believe that Queen Alicent and Cole, the Greens, I feel as though they'll really step up this time around. And also, we have an image of the school. We need to know what school this is, whose school this is, because how y'all just going to give us a school? Who died, bro? Who died that we don't know? For me, foremost, I just feel it's going to be someone with a dragon, bro. I think it's one of the guys with a dragon. I don't know who it's going to be. I hope it's not Ulf. I've not seen him in any of these scenes yet, but bro, I don't know who this is going to be. You know, I'm trying to think who possibly could have died like this that they've dealt with. I'm almost beginning to think, what is it, Rhaenyra's son? So many people come to mind for who this could be. You know, and we have some new Dragon Riders as well. We can't wait to see all of this. You know, it's going to be mega and super. Also, we're expecting the trailer to come out soon. Maybe next week, Thursday. Maybe, if I say next week, Thursday, this coming Thursday could be the potential trailer we could get for House of the Dragons. Wow, they're warming up A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Maybe we can get that trailer, because that trailer going to be fire. You know, if this teaser fire, we know the trailer going to be fire. So, now we can't wait to see. We'll see who comes on top. And guys, give us your predictions. Let's see what happens. Let's see who really comes on top for this season. Also, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. Tell me what you think. Tell me who you think going to ride it out in this season particularly. Tell me how you feel about the teaser as well. What you expect from the trailer. It should all be fun. Let's go.